Hello everybody. So I just wanted to go ahead and get into part one and just get some nitty gritty things. So December the 11th of 2024 was my first appointment post year later of me having my kid, and I went in to get a pap smear. Now I can tell you that I was a little hesitant. I think that's why I even scheduled that appointment, even though it was supposed to have already been scheduled. But anyways, it got pushed back, all types of stuff, because apparently my OB that was gonna do everything, she ended up moving, all that good stuff, right? And so I had to wait a little bit longer. And I went in there, you know, like I said, I was a little skeptical because I felt like something went right anyway. And so I was prepared for some news whenever I went in anyway. So they go down there and do what they do for my pap smear. About 3 weeks later, because I knew something was up, because to me, I feel like if things were normal, then I would have got that pap smear, those results back quick. This took some time. So like the 1st of January, they called me and they were like, we found some abnormal cells on your cervix and we want you to come in. And they actually went to like this whole new doctor that they referred me to. I went in and talked to her, everything was cool, everything was gravy, and she was just talking about how they wanted to do a colposcopy on me so that they can look deeper into those cells to see what they were. And so I had that done on, let's see, I had that done on February the 13th. Yep. And it was a cool process. It really didn't hurt. Like they told me I feel like some cramping and things of that nature, but I was good. I was cool. So she was down there scraping away and all that stuff. And then I ended up I didn't hear back from that until April. So I knew something was up then too, because I was like, dang, these results is taking a minute to get back. Like, what's going on, you know? And so I finally got those results, and it showed that I had high-grade cells, like high-grade dysplasia. It's called dysplasia. I had high-grade cells of dysplasia. I had SIN2 and SIN3. So then the lady tells me, she was like, well, since you have SIN2, SIN3, it's this procedure called the LEAP procedure, where they're gonna burn off the cells off your cervix, right? And whenever they do that, it's less chance that, you know, this part could turn into cervical cancer. Because, you know, that's the goal, not for it to turn into cervical cancer. You want to zap out those cells before they get, you know, there's chances that the cells can grow back, things of that nature. Look it up. So yeah. So I go in on, because that happened on April 30th. I go in on, matter of fact, May 12th, because I ended up reaching out to my new OB, and I was like, look, I'm not feeling right. I'm cramping, just something right down there. So I went in for an ultrasound, and whenever they did the ultrasound, everything came back clear. Everything was good. They did the ultrasound in the vagina, and then they did the ultrasound on my stomach area and everything like that, just check everything, make sure my eggs, everything was good. They ain't find nothing, right? Everything was good. So I was like, okay, all right, you know. Now during that time, I was feeling cramps. I was, you know what, that's a separate video. We'll talk about symptoms later. Yeah. So then, I ended up going to, I ended up getting, instead of getting the procedure, the LEAP procedure done, I ended up going, well, because I was thinking I was going to get the LEAP procedure done. The lady went down there on the 21st, the day that I was scheduled to get the LEAP procedure. And before she was getting ready to do everything, I started bleeding out of nowhere. And she was like, you know what? Let me take a little biopsy again. And I'm going to test these cells. So then she did that. I don't know why she did that, because I started hurting. Like before, I was hurting, but we're going to get to that. But I was really, really hurting after this. I was like, something really ain't right. So then it came back again, SIN2, but like it was like a higher grade of SIN3. So I was like, okay, something's really up, and we need to figure out, we need to get this thing figured out, okay? And so after that, she was like, you know what, I'm gonna refer you to a specialist downtown. And by the way, this is downtown Charleston. I live in Somerville, so I was going to the Somerville and USC location to get everything done, and then they referred me to downtown, which I was so happy that they did that. Went down there, went to referral, talked to the lady, everything. She checked me inside, everything. She was just like, next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna do a biopsy. And she was like, at first, she was like, we're gonna go up in there, we're gonna remove whatever we see up in there. And I'm thinking, yes, you're gonna get rid of whatever this thing is that's inside of me, that's just causing me to feel weird and all those things. And so they go in, take a piece of whatever they was going up in there to do, take a big piece of it out, right? Not knowing that this was cancer. This was cancer. Not knowing. Whenever they went and tested that, kid you not, stage 3 cervical cancer. And this is when my journey really began. After June, I was going to the doctors back to back because I had to have imaging scans, CT scans, MRI scans, you name it. And then during that time, I was having some issues with my kidneys, and I wasn't able to fully urinate for some reason, and it was because of this tumor. I had a mass tumor on me. They found a mass tumor, and it was double size, like 2 of these together. I think it's like 2 big of these together on my face. So come back for part 2, and I will talk about symptoms next.